Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky,
Here.
Commissioner Scheid,
Here.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Here. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Can I get approval for the minutes? 10/15/2025.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky that the minutes from the City Council meeting held October 1st, 2025 be approved and placed on file.
Do I have a second? Any changes or updates?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to change the sentence. This is on page 3. He said he believes the city's actions are putting it in danger and warned to beware of an independent investigation. I move to change that sentence to, he said he believes the city's actions are putting it in danger and that it warranted an independent investigation. So changing the words "were to beware of" to "that it warranted."
Got it?
Can I get a second? All right, all in favor? We'll get a roll call. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm go fast here.
This isn't a good
I know.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Commissioner Scheid.
Aye.
Okay, would anyone wishing to appear before the council today?
I just have more of a question. I believe the ordinance I was reading states that all members of the council should be present for city council meetings. This is currently the second one in a row, and 3 out of the last 4 that Mayor Hollenbeck has missed. Is he planning on coming back, or that was my only question is he's not here 3 out of the last 4. I'm wondering if Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky is going to be taking over indefinitely, or if he'll be back.
Well, I mean, the mayor's been sick for the last meeting that he was, the first meeting I was here, and then the second meeting was on vacation, scheduled vacation, so I sure hope we get some more council members.
I would like to see him back if possible.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Move on to Bobby Kaminsky, council.
Would be you. Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky that the accounts payable for the first half of October in the amount of $108,053.30 be approved and warrants drawn in the city treasury for the several months. Can
I get a second, please?
I'll second that.
Okay, so Advanced Information Mapping System, or GIS mapping, $6,249. Marseilles Bank 2021 Police Explorer, $6,427.73. Cantlin Law Firm, $8,424. Escheit and Dugler Engineering, $20,113. Redwood and Associates, $19,913. Torselli Lobbyists or Consulting, Legislative Consulting Lobbyists, $4,000. Any questions? Okay. Can I get a roll call?
Commissioner Scheid,
No.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky.
Aye. Bi-weekly salary payroll.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky that the payroll for the first half of October in the amount of $90,295.06 be approved and warrants drawn in the city treasury for the several months.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Any questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Scheid,
Abstain.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Aye. Okay, placing a resolution authorizing an annexation agreement with the Constellation Energy Generation LLC and Everett Creek Land Company LLC on file. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Any questions? Bucky, make a second. Oh,
Wait,
I need a motion.
yeah, I don't understand.
So Bucky can't make the motion because it's underneath his?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need a motion to authorize an annexation agreement. I can't make his own, so it's on there, right?
No, you could make that motion,
Okay, I thought,
because it's not under your portion of the agenda, correct? No, it is under
It
your
is under,
portion.
yeah.
So you're making a motion, and then, why did you think that Commissioner Buckingham couldn't second it?
it's on here as
Yes, I made the motion.
moved by Commissioner,
Kaminsky.
yeah,
I crossed it off because of this.
yeah, it said Commissioner Buckingham, so this was incorrect.
This
then?
was incorrect,
Okay,
right,
so
right.
then
It
we
can
just
be-
make it
It's
clear.
moved by you,
Yeah,
and then it can be seconded by Commissioner Buckingham. I think this was just
or
a
Michael
pre-
Scheid, whichever.
Sure, or Commissioner Scheid.
Right, so you want me to do another roll on it, or do another second? Or?
Let's make, so the record is clear and for everybody in the public, let's go ahead and
Okay.
make the motion again under Commissioner Kaminsky.
Okay, who would like to make the motion for
No,
the,
no.
I'll read it.
Let him read it as your motion, correct?
Moved by Commissioner Kaminsky that resolution 2025-19, a resolution approving the authorization and execution of annexation agreement between the City of Marseilles and Constellation Energy Generation, LLC, and Everett Creek Land Company, LLC, be received and placed on file for public inspection.
can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion?
So, as you're, obviously, it's public knowledge that Constellation's bought a lot of property. And obviously, the annexation agreement is going somewhere without discussing particulars. It's no secret that I have not been happy with how the residents of Timber Edge were engaged by the city. And so it is for that reason alone that I'm voting against moving this forward, just to be clear on what my position is. Obviously, there are going to be pros and cons to any development.
So, this resolution to annex is 716 acres of new EAD will be coming in the city of Marseilles. And I hope that they do something with it.
And for clarity for the public, this is just to place
This
the
is to place it
agreement
on
on
file.
file. And
Yeah, and then we're gonna have a public hearing, correct, on November 5th, 2025 at 4 p.m.
That's tentatively scheduled
Tentatively.
that, we expect to have public notice. The statute requires anytime you do an annexation agreement, there's certain steps that need to be met. And just for clarity, the first step that needed to happen was that the agreement had to be placed on file. And so that's what this vote is about tonight, is to place the agreement on file. The opportunity for discussion regarding all the terms and the particulars and the money, all of that is going to be part of a public hearing process, because the public gets to weigh in on this annexation agreement. And so the tentative plan is on October 18th, the publication will go to the newspaper and be published.
Right.
And so that all of the public will have an opportunity to see that notice. And that the plan is to have a public hearing where Constellation is present. They've indicated to Corporation Council they expect about 10 members of their team to be present on November 5th. That public hearing would start at 4 o'clock here in these chambers. And that would be their opportunity to present this agreement. They'd be available for questions from the public. And then, depending on the length of that, if that's all concluded, then the council would convene a regularly scheduled meeting. And at that point, there could be continued discussion and opportunity for a vote by the council members on the agreement. So tonight is just, are we going to place the agreement on file so that the public can see it and then participate in this process?
I'm uncomfortable doing all of that on the same day for what it's worth. As I mentioned, and again, this is not speaking particulars whatsoever, there's going to be pros and cons to anything that is so momentous as a 716-acre annexation. So I'm very uncomfortable with doing the public hearing and the vote on the same day. Believe it really requires more deliberation than that. I realize that I don't generally have the votes to assert my case, but I want to just elucidate that at this moment so that you're not taken by surprise on November 5th when I don't believe that the necessary time and deliberation was allowed.
And that certainly was discussed with Constellation. They selected the November 5th date because they are securing a number of people from a number of different locations. It's not a local, not just local folks who are coming. They have other folks higher up who are coming in for this meeting. I don't disagree. I would prefer that it maybe not have been on the same day. There's nothing that says it can't be on the same day. And when they talked to all their people, it was more an issue of logistics and coordination that they asked for that particular day. And so, you know, with some accommodations, and certainly if the public hearing takes more time, it can be continued to the next day or to another future date if it can't be handled. But that's why they requested to start early, so they don't keep us here all night.
Yeah, and I certainly, and I appreciate that, and I'm not to be pugilistic whatsoever, okay? I think I appreciate that, you know, kind of herding the cats from such a large organization can be a very tricky matter. But particularly given the city's messaging, when it said that it was unaware of any plans and we'd already spent tens of thousands of dollars not being aware of it, you know, so do you see how I might think that the problem with that would be compounded by having both a public hearing and effectively the potential for an immediate vote? I'm thinking in terms of not just transparency, but also our due diligence and deliberation of, I mean, forgive my ignorance, but 716 acres, that's even without whatever goes on it, that's a lot of land, right? 620 acres to a mile, so this is a square mile, this is, you know, better than a square mile. So just want to get that out, and thank you for your...
Well, and just so you know, that's the reason Constellation is also offering individual meetings with all of the commissioners, so
Right.
that you can have an opportunity
One-on-one.
Yes.
Well, yeah, no,
So
and...
Constellation is offering that as well. It can't be offered to the general public, because that's the purpose of a public hearing, but they're also willing to make available to anybody who wants an opportunity to meet with them to, you know, address any concerns.
Yeah, we
any
met, I mean,
issues.
everybody at this council except for Mike didn't meet with them, and maybe conflict of interest or whatever, but every person on this council met with them the first round to understand what they're gonna do.
Oh, yeah, no, and I would be very happy to have met. I understand that you can't do annexation at a closed session, but I would be very happy to have met with them in an open session. Just it's my own bias, and I own it, but I really think that city business needs to be done core and dale in the light of day before the face of God, and that would include any meetings with attorneys. So I was not comfortable meeting one-on-one with them. I understand that other people don't have an issue with that, but I really believe that my issue is fair. I don't want to know something that I cannot then share with kind of the world.
Well, and you'll be able to do that.
No, I understand that. I'm talking about why I'm rejecting a one-to-one, you know, I guess, I don't want to call it a legal consultation, but you understand why I would have an opposition to it that goes just simply beyond just being cantankerous. You know, how I might have a legitimate ethical concern there, even though other people don't share it, you know.
Yes, and then just for clarity, you know, those meetings are perfectly legal. There's no issue with, if you had it where there was a quorum of the members, and that's why they're suggesting an individual meeting with each of the commissioners, because there would be no Open Meetings Act violation.
Yeah.
So I just want to, for clarity, you have a personal difference of opinion on that issue, but just for the rest of the council members who are participating in the general public, there's nothing that's improper or illegal about those individual meetings, and that's why Constellation and their legal team with me.
Sure.
But you can't meet with them individually, that would be a violation, but with our
attorney
team
counsel.
present. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
if,
This will be an opportunity then for the council, individual council members to learn about what they're going to do, so the council members can talk to the public about their constituents, about what they understand is gonna happen.
sure, and my concern is that it would effectively have the effect of being a walking forum. If we couldn't have 3 people together with them, because it'd be a violation, I don't think that meeting individually would, I still think you would have the same problem, just asynchronous. Wouldn't be all at the same time, but you'd effectively have city business being done separately. And again, you're the attorney, I'm not a litigator, but envelopes and boxes, I'm just saying that that's my ethical concern.
Sure.
Is that it's city business that's not done in the light of day.
Sure,
So,
and the
yeah.
reason Constellation wants to do this, you know, is so that you guys all have the opportunity to be educated about it. So when the public hearing happens, you can ask good questions, that there isn't something that you haven't seen or don't understand. It's not to provide they're not trying to supply anything other than be available to answer questions after your review of the agreement, which is now available for all of the public.
Will be after we vote on it.
Yes, I suppose that's correct, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, again, thank you. This is a bias I have.
Sure.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Commissioner Scheid,
No.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky.
Aye. Commissioner Small, department reports. October 26th at Knudsen Park, the community center, Marseilles Rec Board, and Marseilles Tourism Committee is doing a truck and treat. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to contribute or be part of it, please contact City Hall on Facebook. Times are 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Lincoln Street. They're having a zombie shoot. And then also at Knudsen Park from 4 to 6 are doing pumpkins available for free pumpkin carving at Knudsen Park from 4 to 6 with the kids. And the trunk or treats from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Lincoln Street. So if you guys have any questions, please stop down City Hall, or it's on our city Facebook page. That's where I just pulled that out. So I don't think I have anything. Police department didn't report anything to me, so moving on to Commissioner Scheid. Department reports.
Let's talk Lincoln Street bids if we can. I understand that Oakdale, we have a driveway to attend to on Oakdale, which will be done Friday, I believe, so I appreciate that very much.
That's what he promised.
Yes, well, no, yeah, to attend to. We don't live in a perfect world.
Is all servicing done?
I believe so.
Mainline servicing, he's got the driveways, a couple of driveways to do, and some gravel shoulders to put down. And he was supposed to do them today, and found out later today, well, no, he backed it off till next Thursday. So some phone calls went back and forth, and it'll be Friday.
Okay.
And if we could open up the bids for...
Right. Number 2, bid openings for Lincoln Street curb replacement and resurfacing section 25005800 PV. Start open cutting. All right, so Mike, if I'm correct, the engineering amount was $252,265. Is that right?
That's right.
My math right?
Engineering estimate.
Okay, that's the estimate. Let's see if we're low or high. Who's the first one?
Advanced Asphalt.
AV. What we got?
I'll turn it to the page.
300,000.
300,001.
Do up over and up.
Read the number?
Advanced asphalt.
Bidders total, $229,060.05.
Okay, 229.65. All right. What's the next one?
Universal Asphalt.
Universal asphalt. $275.
Well, that's availability.
Should be like a third page, right?
He has to certify what all the work he has going on that he can do this work. His bid is
$224,624.42.
Okay.
honestly, that's surprising, as late as it is, because he may not be able to get it done this year. In fact, depending on the weather, we may ask him not to do it, because I don't want to see the street opened up. And the other thing why I'm saying I'm a little surprised is, because of an issue with the bridge. We had to revise the plan, because they can't put any heavy equipment on that bridge until we get it inspected. And we're working on that now, and we did get a price to have it inspected, for $350. We have it certified as to the weight necessary, $4,850. And what I'm going to do is get a hold of the bridge office in Springfield to see if they will do it, because they do that periodically for bridges. We just got two of them from them that were inspected, and they do the witness part. So either way, you know, you probably won't be able to do the work this year because you're not going to be able to award this thing until the next meeting, November 5th.
Yeah, so you'll certify the bids and then we'll pick place.
You know,
The only two?
Only two.
Only two.
Both of them have all the estimates, so. that's
And
good.
that will be, and those are good for the following
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
following season.
There's usually an asphalt price kicker in there. If the asphalt price goes up, there's a formula that you use to increase the price of the blacktop.
Okay, anything else, Commissioner Shine?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Buckingham, Public Property Department reports.
Yeah, we've got a contract for Grand Rapids excavating in the amount of $132,903. That's for First Street, for First Avenue, right?
That's correct.
So we've been working on this for quite a while. When you ain't gonna start on that, Mike? Any idea?
No, I don't. I haven't talked to them because the council would approve the contract tonight, and then we would have the contract signed probably by the mayor as soon as he gets back,
Okay.
and back to them. They have a bond to it already, so it could be a week or so, depends on what his schedule is.
And
It
how
could
many
be a couple of
how
weeks.
many feet is that Mike replacing?
About 500 feet.
500, and it's all plastic, right?
It's all plastic. Hoping it'll take care of the rusty, dirty water in that area. It's been a complaint for several years.
Well, I would like to take a victory lap. I mentioned that we had to do this, so I'm glad we're doing it, and thank you.
We still need a motion.
Yeah, we need to approve the contract for Grand Rapids First Street, so.
Moved by Commissioner Buckingham that the contract for Grand Rapids for the First Street Water Main in the amount of $132,903 be approved.
Can I get a second?
Yes, you can.
Roll call?
Commissioner Scheib,
Yes.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky.
I don't know if I like anybody on First Street. Yes. Of course, get that done. Infrastructure is the most important.
The contracts are all written in that, and they're all just need to be signed, and then the contracts are signed, so. Moving along.
Approve the contracts with Grand Rapids and for Bratton Avenue Tower Circle Drive Drainage Project, amount of $97,159.
Just right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I read it. Did you read it?
Moved by the Commissioner Buckingham that the contract with Grand Rapids for the Bratton Avenue and Tower Circle Drainage Project in the amount of $97,159 be approved.
Can I get a second on that?
You can.
So this is a project for Tower Circle Drive. Mike, you want to talk about what we're trying to do and why we do this?
The two things going on here. First one is when we say Bratton Avenue, Rutland Street, where the street lies off. There's a ravine there. Some years ago, Commissioner Buckingham suggested the city buy that piece of property. It's up for a tax sale. And we can make a detention basin out of it. So the more water we can hold back up there on the hill, the less water comes down through the storm sewers, which then eventually comes down, flowing down Main Street. We've done one on Phil Brown Street, and it seems to help a lot, so we hope that this will help some more. Then we go to Tower Circle. There's a drainage problem in a number of the rear yards there, and this will put a catch basin and a little tile there to take care of their drainage problem.
I mean, I know it's pretty popular now, Mike, but how much water comes down from when they tile the fields into, I mean, everything comes downhill anyways, right?
Right.
So we gotta compensate for that somehow.
Right. And there's pictures of water coming down Rutland Street, curb to curb,
Oh, yeah.
4 inches high. And then
If I'm not mistaken, we got that piece of property, I want to say for $753, $800, maybe years ago. But I think it's either our benefit, this is no
Yeah,
brainer.
for a retention pond.
Yeah.
When the road was built, there's a tile and a pipe down at the bottom to drain that thing. Now what we're gonna do is build a structure on it, and we'll back the water up in the ravine and bleed it out slowly in a rainstorm, which will be less water in the storm sewer system.
Yeah, this is, our stormwater fund comes both from water bills and from the county, is that correct?
Right, absolutely.
Okay, can I get a roll call?
Commissioner Scheib,
Aye.
Commissioner Buckingham,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky.
Aye. All right, city engineer.
I think the two things I already talked about is one is the finishing the street project, hopefully Friday, and then the other thing is the weight limit on the bridge.
Do we have any word back from Springfield about the sidewalk,
That was submitted to the environmental sign-off request, because there's a couple of spots where there's no sidewalk, and you have to go through the process. That was submitted back in June. They say at least 6 months. What they do with it for 6 months, I don't know. We did submit the plans to the IDOT a few weeks ago for them to start reviewing the plans, so when that sign-off comes back, we can then go to bid. However, IDOT may, in their infinite wisdom, decide not to look at the plans until the sign-off is in. We don't have a control on that.
is there anybody at the office there that interested residents could contact saying,
You'd have to talk to Springfield, because that's where,
well, that's what I mean, but I can't just like grab the phone and call, hey, Springfield. Is there like a contact person that residents who are eager to?
right, chief highway engineer, if we can get through one.
Well, no, kind of don't answer.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I do, one more thing. I do have some proposals I want to talk to the commissioner about. There are 3 bridges that have weight limits on them. Some proposals to do the phase 1 and phase 2 on them, and I find the money to do that. If that will then, once those phase 1 and phase 2s are done, we can then solicit grants. If you notice, Ottawa just got a grant for the Post Street Bridge for $1.75 million.
Redwood did that.
That's because the phase 1 and phase 2 were in process. It probably would not have been awarded had that not been in process. So that's where I want to get to, is to get those taken care of.
Phase 1 and phase 2.
Phase 1, phase 2, which in phase 2, it's ready to go to bid.
And like, what would the ballpark, again, like not knowing the future, but what's the ballpark for phase 1 and phase 2 on our bridges?
All 3 of them is $341,000. And I think we can find a method to do that.
I know where it's at, I can budget it.
Thank you.
Anything else, Michael?
That's it.
City Attorney?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Anybody like to make a motion?
Moved by Commissioner Buckingham that the city council adjourn.
Can I have a second?
I'm drunk with power. Yes.
Roll
Commissioner
call.
Scheib,
Yes.
Commissioner Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Kaminsky.
Aye. Thank you.